What's up, everybody? Master Reactor here, and today I have one more replay for the day. This will be two back to back, and this is Mod Control versus Chaos Turbo. So, first of all, I will do the rankings to see what place I'm in. I'm in 7th, right above 8th by just 1 point, squeezed in there in 7th. Very nice. We'll do the card by card, I guess, for anybody that doesn't know what this deck is yet. We got one BLS. He fucks your mom, he fucks your dad, like Young Dragon says. Yeah. We got Breaker because he's Breaker. We got Double Sword because he's BLS's little brother. He's pretty damn good. We got Double Deco. Somebody made a suggestion that maybe you could try Spies over this, but I just think Deco's just too good of a card. Spy's really good too, but I can't really find room for it, so I just leave this in here. I got Triple Faith. I mean, not Triple Faith. Double Faith, and then I have Triple Mods here. And I could bring this down to 2, but the deck is just... Sorry. I feel like the deck just runs better at 3, just so you can see it and you draw it more often. Maybe you draw like 2 copies, and it's not like the worst thing, because if they knock it, then you still have 1 in hand. If you play 2 and you open 1 and they knock it, it kind of sucks. Then if you play 3 and they knock it, it kind of sucks too, and you open 1. But it is what it is, so you just got to do it. This card came in clutch game 3 of this replay, so pretty damn broken. We got Double Night Assailant here. This works well with Graceful, works well with Card Destruction, works well with Tribe, works well with the Wang Blast and the one Regeki Break I got here. Pretty damn good. We got a 3-eyed monster Sangan because it's Sangan. It's just a staple. We got a little lizard, serpent, sinister type card here that I think it's pretty good. No really reasons why we're playing it. It's just sinister serpent. We got Triple Thunder Dragon. This is like a must in this deck because it just works well with card destruction. Works amazing with Graceful. When you open Graceful and Thunder Dragon, that's just like the God combo. That happens, but still, it's pretty good. The only time this card is bad is when you open 2, or if you draw on it in your top deck in late game, it kind of sucks, but, or if you just can't find it at all. Like, I hate that shit. I've played many games where I just can't find it. I also played games where I opened 3, and I've come back at 1. I've done that twice. So one time was because of card destruction, the other time was because I just outplayed the guy. It's crazy. Opening 3, turn 1. I got a Tribe Infecting Virus here. This card you could cut, but I just think it's too good. It's just a board wipe. A lot of people don't really know how to play this card. Like, they know how to play it, but they don't get value on it. Like, they'll just summon it with, like, no value. This is a card you want to just wait and wait and wait until you got that one opportunity to use it. You don't want to wait too long because they could just blow you out and OTK you. But you just got to know when Tribe is good and when it's not good to play it. We got Tsukiyomi. This card works amazing with the Faves. Works amazing with the mods. Works with the Deco. Even works with Night Assailant. It works good with Knock versus your opponent's monsters. It works good with Sork and BLS. Set him back. Just all around great card. Just a one of though. We got a Book of Moon. Could cut this card, but I just feel like it's just really good to not include it. It's just a all around good card. It is a neg, but if you use it correctly, it's almost never a neg. You always get something out of Book of Moon if you play it right. We got a card destruction because this works well with bricky hands that you draw that you just brick up with. Works amazing with Night Assailants. It works amazing with Thunder Dragon. It's pretty good. Maybe you could like side it out against Chaos Turbo, but even if then, like it's just a 4th Trinity piece in my eye. We got Duo because it's Duo. We got Graceful because it's Graceful. We got Heavy Storm because it blows back rows out. Now, I was actually thinking earlier today to cut Heavy Storm because his deck does set a lot of back rows and shit, but I just don't see how that would ever happen. If you play this card right, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you could set 4 back rows, then draw Heavy, and there's still a time where you can Heavy Storm, like, 2 of your back rows just to go for the game shot, and it could pay off, so it happens. We got Double Knock because it's Knock. You got to play it. We got Pot of Greed. I don't know what this card does at all. Like, it's the most confusing effect in the whole entire game. It's very confusing. I have no clue what it does. All I know is that it's smiling at me and looking kind of crazy. We got Snatch Steal because it's Snatch Steal. It steals games. We got Triple Jar of Greed. Could go to 2 Jar of Greeds here, but I cut my upstart, so I just want to stay at Triple Jar of Greed. You open Jar of Greed and Mask. It's a pretty decent combo. It's like sort of like a Faith and an Upstart type of thing. They run out a monster, try to attack. You just activate Jar. You flip the mask, get the jar back. You already know you're going to draw again. It's pretty sick. We got Mirror Force because it's Mirror Force. Could cut this as well, but it's just a really good card, obviously. Now we have double Wing Blast and one Regeki Break. I just added this one Regeki Break randomly because it's just another discard fodder card, and I could just play triple Wing Blast, but I don't know. I wanted a little bit of versatility here with the Wing Blast and the Regeki Break. We have one Ring of Destruction, and we have triple Solemn. The extra deck is irrelevant, just playing it just to try and kind of throw my opponent off. Maybe he'll think I'm on Go Control or something. We have one King Tiger Wanghu. This card's really good against Panda Burn. It's really good against Monster Gate, and it's really good against Go Control. So those are three decks that you want to be boarding this card in. It really shits on Scapegoat. It shits on their Metamorphosis when they can't, because they can't summon Thousand Eyes. It's just all around good card. They can't summon Tsukiyomi because it will just kill it. We got a one Kaiku. This is for Warriors. You can put this in. It does clear a lot of shit. Ninja Suzuki Samurai, Blade Knight, not a 2000. Just all around good card. Against Turbo, it's really good too. We got Mobius for Warriors. Sometimes I put this in. Mainly for burn strategies. Really good card. Just blow them out 2 back rows. We got double Zombira. This is for Reasoning Gate because they're on Air Knights. Also really good against Warriors. Obviously, that's the main reason why it's in the side deck. We have a Mind Control. This is for the Turbo matchup. It's pretty good. It steals their face down monster. Only time you get punished is if they set Sengen, Spy, or Sinister turn 1. Other than that, most of the time, this card's going to get some value. And you can either just take their, you could also take their Chaos monster and just banish itself, which I know everyone probably knows that combo, but it's also really good. We have a one MST in the side deck. Decided I can't find room for it in the main. Like I could just drop one Mask of Darkness and just put an MST in, but I just feel like I don't really need that. I mean, a lot of people are playing Jar of Greeds now and Scapegoats, so unless you in phase hit them with this, like it's good against Snatch Steal. Obviously, I do side it in some games when I go first, so I can hit him with the end phase. We have 2 Mystic Walks. This is for Panda Burn, any kind of burn deck. We have triple Saku. This is for any aggressive deck, any aggro deck, or Warriors. And we have triple Trap Dust Shoot, so for when we know we're going first. And if we play against Chaos Turbo, this card is usually alive, as you're going to see in this replay. So that is the card by card. Now let's get into the actual spice. The actual reason why I'm uploading this video. We're playing against Cheezey. So let's see what Cheezey's got for us here. So like with Duo as the background, making sure this is still recording because OBS has been screwing me. So I throw paper, he throws paper. And I throw rock and he throws scissors. So I thought he was going to go to scissors there. So that was a good read there. Glad I didn't go back on paper. So I get to go first. You love to see it. Alright, I open okay hand, not really the best, not the greatest, but not the worst. So I got Thunder Dragon, Heavy, Knock, Chaos Sork, Wing Blast, and Night Assailant. So I decide just to discard both of these Thunder Dragons, and I just set Night Assailant and I just pass. Reason why I do this is because I want to get this Heavy Storm online, and setting Phoenix Wing, Wind Blast, and Night Assailant, I could just pass, or just set Heavy and just pass, but I decided to do this. So he's got Sinister, MST, Heavy, Ring, Faith, and Snatch Steal. So he decides to set Ring and set Sinister and just pass. I draw into Solemn Judgment here. So I could just fire this knock here, but I decide just to flip this and pop it. Unfortunately, he gets me good here, and it is a Sinister, so that kind of sucks. And then I just go right for it right here, turn 1. I tribute the Night Assailant for the Thunder Dragon, get him for 1,600, and he decides to not Ring of Destruction. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I set the Wing Blast, and I just pass. He draws into a Thunder Dragon here. He gets a Sinister back. He discards Thunder Dragon. I was thinking about chaining this Wing Blast here to his back row, but I'm glad I didn't because it's chainable, and I would have got hard punished. So I decided to not do that. Then he decides to set the Sinister again, and then set MST and pass. Now I decide just to use Wing Blast. I discard the Thunder Dragon, and I put the monster back on top. This will put him back a turn, and anything he might set, even if it is a Sinister, it's not the worst. So just because I have this Heavy Storm. I draw into another Wing Blast, which is nice. I fire this Heavy Storm. He's going to Chain Ring. I'm like, okay, that's fine. He gets it. And then I just drop the Chaos Sork on him. And I swing for 2,300. He takes it. He's at 25. I set Solemn, and I just pass. He draws into Sinister Serpent here. So now he's going to Heavy Storm me. He gets my Solemn, so good thing I didn't set both of them. He fires Snatch Steel here, takes my Sork. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And he, instead of attacking, he decides just to banish itself here. So this is a questionable play here. But I'm actually pretty glad he did this. But it's just, I don't understand why he didn't just attack. Maybe he thought I had, like, I already used Heavy. Maybe he thought I had Breaker in hand or MST. I don't really know. So he decides to set Faith now and just pass. So I draw in a Ring of Destruction. I hit him with a knock, and now I know he has Double Thunder Dragon and Sinister in hand. So I get rid of my Faith, so he gets rid of his Faith. I set Ring of Destruction, and I just pass. Could have set the Wing Blast too because it's gone, but I decided not to. He draws into BLS, which is pretty nice for me because it's just dead. He doesn't have a Dark. He sets a Sinister, which I think it is, and passes. I draw into Graceful Charity here, which is pretty nice. So I fire the Graceful. I draw into Chaos Sword, Pot of Greed, and Mask. So I decide to discard the Mask and discard the Wing Blast. I fire the Pot of Greed into Sinister and Jar of Greed. And now I'm thinking this is Sinister, and I have the game. Just one Graceful Charity can come up and win you the game. Who would have thought? So I banish a Dark, I banish a Light. Drop the Chaos Sword, and I summon the Sinister. And I set the Jar of Greed just to set it. And I attack the face down. It is a Sinister Serpent. And I hit him for 300. And then I activate Ring of Destruction. And that is the game. So the only thing that could have stopped that was a Spy or a Night Assailant. And I'm really glad he didn't have that. So we'll go to Game 2. Let's see what happens Game 2. Game 2, he opens BLS, Upstart, Spy, Faith, and Pot of Greed. So really nice opening for him, and he has Mind Control, so this is going to be a real tough one for your boy. He fires Upstart into Thunder Dragon. Really nice draw for him here. He decides to discard Thunder Dragon. I've got Wing Blast, Night Assailant, Deco, Ring, and Tsukiyomi. So I get these back, and he gets his Thunder Dragons. What am I saying? Then he Pot of Greeds into Torrential and Kaiku, so pretty nice. He decides to just turn one, set the Faith, and he sets Torrential and just passes. I draw into my Pot of Greed, so this is pretty nice for me, but shit happens. Let's see, I fire the Pot of Greed, I draw into a Sinister and a Heavy. Not the greatest draws, but hey, I decide to just set Ring, set the Deco, and set the Wing Blast and just pass. He draws into a knock. I decide just to Wing Blast his monster. Go ahead and put it back on top. He runs the Kaiku out on me, and then he decides to Mind Control versus knocking, so this is actually really good for him. And he gets my Deco. So if he would have knocked, I could have shuffled that whatchamacallit back in. It would have been a little bit better, but I have to ring this Kaiku here because he's going to get my Sinister, and I just have to do it. There's no reason not to. Then he flips the Deco, draws into his Fate that I put back on top and passes. I draw into a Night Assailant. I get Sinister back here. I Heavy Storm. It's a Torrential, really great Heavy there. I flip, I draw into Graceful, so this is really nice. I draw into Faith, Wing Blast, and Thunder Dragon. So at this point, I think that I'm going to win this game. But it doesn't pan out to be that. So I discard Thunder Dragon, but it was really nice, though. I mean, I really did come back in the advantage part of this game. But I hit him for 2,500. The problem is, though, I just couldn't find a way to do anything that I needed to do. So I set Wing Blast. Just pass, discard the Thunder Dragon, I mean discard the Sinister and pass. He draws into a Deco here. So he leaves and then comes back. He decides to just drop the BLS on me. So I'm like, okay. Banishes my Deco. Then he sets Spy and just passes. I draw into a Solemn Judgment. So I get the Sinister back here. Now I decide just to Wing Blast in standby phase and discard the Sinister and put the BLS back on top because I think that now he's dead. Unfortunately, he has the Spy set, so that does suck. I set Solemn and set Night Assailant and just pass. He draws into BLS. Shocker. He flips Spy. This is really rough for me here. Then he gets another Spy. And he knocks my Night Assailant, which really sucks. He leaves and comes back again. And I guess he's only on one Night Assailant. This is just crazy. This dude's only playing one random Night Assailant where he just completely cheated me there. But hey, he sets his faith. And as you could tell, I keep drawing monsters and Jar of Greed, which does suck. So there's nothing I can really do. I set the Jar of Greed. This does happen to any deck you're going to play. You just draw all monsters and there's nothing you can do. I set the Sinister because I think this is the Night Assailant because he only burned one. He draws into a Regeki Break, and he flips his faith. And I'm just like, screw it, just get back the pot. It's all but over with now. There's nothing I can do. Even if I saw him that, it didn't really matter. He draws into Deco and Kaiku here on me. He goes to battle, and he hits my face down. Now I'm wishing I would have just set my fucking faith, but it happens. That would have been amazing. Instead of setting Sinister, I might have actually came back if I would have done that instead. Then he sets Deco and Regeki Break. He just passes. I draw into Fate. I grab my Sinister back. Nothing I can really do here. I Jar of Greed into a Mind Control. And now I go for a Sussy play here. And he tries to Regeki Break it. I'm just like, well, I gotta try something here. So I just saw him the Regeki Break. I draw MST, Chaos Sork, and Knock, and it doesn't really matter because it's all but over with. Get the Deco, I drop the BLS, I banish one of the Spies, I set MST, pass, give him back the Faith, he draws into a Sengen. So now he's going to Tribute set, and he just says fuck it and just goes for it. So if I would have set Fate instead of Sinister there, would have probably been able to do something. I feel like it would have been a lot better off, but I didn't, so he gets me. We go to game 3. Game 3, I brought in the Dust Shoots on him, 1 Kaiku and MST, which I just drew, and I drew the Trap Dust Shoot, so it's pretty nice here. I've got Thunder Dragon, Mask, Trap Dust Shoot, Jar, Wayne Blast, and MST. So I discard the Thunder Dragon, and I grab myself 2 more. He's got Thunder Dragon, Upstart Breaker, Chaos Sork, and MST. So his hand is pretty bad, so I love to see it. I decide just to set 4 back rows and say, screw it, if you got heavy, you got heavy. He draws into Faith for turn. I hit him with his Dust Shoot. I put his Breaker back. It's his only Dark, so I'm like, let's just do it. Let's just go for it. Then he discards Thunder Dragon and grabs himself 2 more. And this is when it gets pretty fucking sick for me. He upstarts into a Kaiku and decides to set Fate and set MST and pass. And I end phase just MST as back row. I draw into Book of Moon, which is okay, I guess. I activate Jar of Greed. Now this is where I kind of misplayed. You always want to Jar of Greed and standby phase with this, but it didn't really matter anyways. So I just Wing Blast. I discard the Sinister that I just drew, which is real fucking nice, but would have been better if I would have kept it in standby phase, but it's fine. Then I flip, and I get the Dust Shoot back on him, because he's going to have 4 with his Fate that he's got set. Hit him for 900, I set Book of Moon, and I set Trap Dust Shoot to pass. I Dust Shoot him. I put his Dark back to Kaiku, and now he's bricked up from the dick up. He sets Fate and passes. I draw into a Mind Control, which is really nice here. So I just grab the Mind Control, and I grab the Sinister back. I fire the Mind Control. I take his Faith. I flip it up. I use it. I grab MST back. Just for any back row shit. And then I decide just to Book a Moon here, and I set it face down and flip it up. I grab the Dust Shoot. And I hit him for 900. And I set the Sinister, the Trap Dust Shoot, and the MST and pass. He draws into another Sork, so I Trap Dust Shoot him and put his Sork back. Okay. And now this is where I think he misplaced. He should have definitely tributed this and just swung over this, and it would have been a little bit like less. He knows his MST. Like, I don't know why he wouldn't do that. So instead, he just switches his faith to defense. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I tribute the Sinister for a Thunder Dragon. I run right over the Faith and hit him for 1600. Putting him down to 46. He draws into a dead knock. He has no darks and grave, so he can't really do much. He sets the knock as a bluff. I in-phase MST it. I draw into Mirror Force, so now it's like, alright, I got even more good shit going on here. I drop Sinister. I hit him for the 2800 worth of damage. And I set Mirror Force and just pass. He draws into BLS, and that is the game, people. So, Mask of Darkness definitely won me that game. Just kept recycling shit. Used it twice only. Dust shoot him once. Flip it up. Get dust shoot again. Dust shoot him. Also, him drawing, dead drawing Chaos Orc and BLS was pretty fucking nice also. Could have been another draw that would have maybe screwed me. But that is the replay, everybody. Y'all hit the like, hit the sub. Have a good day or night. This is probably the last one of the day. So, I got him out early today. Not really. It's 4 o'clock here. But peace out.